I'd like to call this little number Striped Sweater. The best time to wear a striped sweater is all the time. One with a collar, turtleneck, that's the kind. Goes when you're wearing that one special sweater. I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it! The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza absolutely.
Son, we're looking for the maniac.
Have you seen this man?
Oh, it's the maniac! Take him away! Take him away! Calm down, son. It's just a drawing, not the real thing. Now we're gonna show you this picture again, and you tell us if you've seen this guy, understand? Yeah. Okay. Oh, horrible! F is for fire that burns down the whole town. Use for uranium bombs. N is for no survivors when you're
Skellington.
Years ago, at this very restaurant, the hash-slinging slasher used to be a fry cook, just like you, only clumsier. And then, one night, when he was cutting the patties, it happened.
He forgot the secret sauce?
No.
He didn't wash his hands?
No.
Irregular portions?
No! He cut off his own hand by mistake. And he replaced his hand with a rusty spatula. And then he got hit by a bus. And at his funeral, they fired him. So now, what day is it?
Tuesday?
Tuesday night, his ghost returns to the Krusty Krab to wreak his horrible vengeance.
Oh, but tonight's Tuesday night.
Then he'll be coming.
How will we know?
There are 3 signs that signal the approach of the hash-slinging slasher. First, the lights will flicker on and off. Next...
Dude, can I have some ketchup?
Oh, here you go. Next, the phone will ring, and there will be nobody there. And finally, the hash-slinging slasher arrives in the ghost of the bus that ran him over. Then he exits the bus and crosses the street without looking both ways, because he's already dead. Then he taps on the window with his grisly spatula hand.
No.
He opens the door. He slowly approaches the counter. And you know what he does next?
What?
You really want to know?
What?
Are you sure you want to know?
What did they do?
He gets you.
Good afternoon, sir. Could we interest you in some chocolate?
Chocolate? Did you say chocolate?
Yes, sir. With or without nuts.
Chocolate? Chocolate! 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 Chocolate!
Oh, if only I knew how to work this thing.
Let me take a look at it. You know what the problem is?
What?
You got it set to M for mini, when it should be set to W for wumbo.
Patrick, I don't think wumbo is a real word.
Come on, you know. I wumbo, you wumbo, he, she, me, wumbo. Wumbo, Wumboing.
I wonder if a fall from this height would be enough to kill me.
Wumbology? The study of Wumbo? It's first grade, SpongeBob.
It's too dangerous to play the clarinet badly out here in the wilderness. It might attract a sea bear.
A sea bear? You mean like the ones that don't exist?
What are you saying?
There's no such thing. They're just a myth.
Oh no, Squidward. Sea bears are all too real. It says so in the Bikini Bottom Inquirer.
I married a sea bear.
Yeah, and Think Science Monthly.
Sea bears and fairy tales are real? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well, maybe it is stupid, but it's also dumb.
Patrick's right, Squidward. Sea bears are no laughing matter. Why, once I met this guy, who knew 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 this guy's cousin.
You're right. I should be more careful. In fact, why don't you tell me all of the things I shouldn't do if I want to keep the sea bears away?
Okay, that's easy. First off, don't play the clarinet.
Okay, then what?
Never wave your flashlight back and forth really fast.
Flashlights are their natural prey.
You're kidding.
Don't stomp around. They take that as a challenge.
Yeah.
Go on.
Don't ever eat cheese.
Sliced or cubed?
Cubed, sliced is fine.
Yeah, and?
Never wear a sombrero
In a goofy fashion.
or clown shoes.
Or a hoop skirt.
And never,
Ever.
ever
Ah!
screech
Screech
like a chimpanzee.
Now let's see how Squidward prepares for his shift. Remember, no employee wants to be a Squidward. Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick. I'm not a Krusty Krab.
Patrick, that's the name of the restaurant.
Huh?